the Big E, the Eastern States Exposition. Danger, giant eclairs ahead. It's prime time with George Derunda. Tonight, the 6-time Grammy Award winner, Jimmy STURR and the Jimmy STURR Band. Plus, we check out new merchandise courtesy of our friend Wayne and the Springfield Falcons. So get ready for the most entertaining show on television. Hi, I'm George Derunda, and welcome to Primetime. Yes, we're here at the Big E. Once again, another big show right here from the Big E. So call your friends, call everybody you know, because we have Jimmy STURR coming up on the big program right here from the Big E, along with many, many, many other guests and a lot more fun that will be happening right here on the big Primetime program. You know, they're trying to build a casino down in Springfield, and they're trying to do everything they can possibly do to attract tourists to Springfield. You know, one good thing about bringing tourists to Springfield, downtown, is that in the event of foreign invasion, school kids can handle firearms. Hey, it's an all-new episode of Primetime. And my first guest on the big program here tonight, a 6-time Grammy Award winner performing right here at the Big E. And here's the album he'll be performing a song from. It's called Saturday Night Polkas. It's the title tune from that album. And how old is the album? You don't have to worry about how old the album is. All you have to do is go to your store, buy the CD, put it in your machine, press play, and you'll hear songs like this. It's Jimmy STURR and the Jimmy STURR Band. Oh, yeah!
Now Saturday night, now time to do the polka tonight. Now Saturday night, now dance with me the polka tonight. Come rain or come shine, I know you'll be mine. We'll dance till church bells chime. Hey, it's Saturday night, now Saturday night, we'll do the polka Saturday night. And clap your hands, swing your partner round and round, doing the polka Saturday night. Swing her low and swing her high, fling her worries to the sky, doing the polka Saturday night. Now Saturday night, now time to do the polka tonight. Now Saturday night, now dance with me the polka tonight. Come rain or come shine, I know you'll be mine. We'll dance till church bells chime. Hey, it's Saturday night, now Saturday night, we'll do the polka Saturday night.
Well, Jimmy, welcome.
Hey,
welcome to Primetime.
Here.
Welcome to the Big E.
This is our first time. It's fantastic.
This is great.
Yeah,
you
really
really had the crowd going. Where do you get all that energy?
Well, I don't know. I just store it up and I get rid of it on weekends.
I mean, it was unlimited. Well, wait. We're on a Friday.
Unlimited,
we
yeah.
haven't even made the weekend yet.
I know. Well, I have a lot of traveling to do today and tomorrow. But yeah, I enjoy doing what I do, and that's might be why I have so much energy.
Now, I predict this year, my predictions usually come true.
No, don't say it.
You're going to win another Grammy. There are 3 reasons.
Okay. Number one.
Number one, you have that recent record album is fabulous.
Thanks.
Number 2, you're a pretty damn good tambourine player. I saw you dive off of that
All right.
drum platform. And number 3, you're back on primetime.
Yeah, that's right. Last time I was on, we won, didn't we?
That's right.
That year. That's
I
great.
predict it's going
I
to
hope
happen
so.
again.
Well, I think we will. After this, can't lose.
So what's new in the life of Jimmy STURR?
No. Man,
You've been on the
doing-
Nashville Network?
Yeah, we've been since I've done primetime. We've been on about 5 times, I think, and we've done CBS This Morning with Paula Zahn. Just recently, we did Eye to Eye with Connie Chung. So we're getting around, doing a lot of fairs. Boy, we did a lot of fairs this year. Not only the Big E, but we were just all over the place. It's fun. We enjoy doing fairs because it's you do an hour show, then you're off a few hours, then you do another hour show. You can really put all your energy into those specific hours.
And you certainly have to store up the energy to do the hour show that you perform, because it's nonstop. It's not like some shows you see where there's lag time in between songs. I mean, you keep that crowd going.
Well, it's a great way to lose weight, George.
Absolutely. I guess I should try that.
You're going to jumping off the stage, yeah.
So, when you're traveling across the country, where do you find yourself best received?
Well, we're fortunate. We get really well received just about every place we go. We enjoy coming to New England. We go out to Pennsylvania. I mean, we go all over the country. Now, next month we go to Texas, and Texas. Last
Is that
year
big polka area down in Texas?
It's unbelievable how big it is. Now, last year we were there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. On a Thursday they had like 9,000. On a Friday we had like 15. On Saturday had 26,000. And I mean, these are people that do dancing. It's not a concert. And I mean, and a lot of young people. It's a lot of fun. It's outside of San Antonio.
Now, do you see younger people getting into polka music?
Yeah, maybe not as much as I would hope for, but we do. I see a lot of young people, especially when you go out into the Midwest. Like a Texas and places like that. They'll jam them, and I'd say out of those people, probably 80% are 40 years and younger.
Why do you think polka music today perhaps doesn't attract as many young people as it should?
Well, I think there's a lot of reasons, George. I think one reason is I think the young kids, just like I used to be, and they're embarrassed to tell their friends that they like polka music. I mean, when I was young growing up and I had a little band back in my hometown, somebody say, "Oh, you got a band? What kind of music do you play?" I mean, I hesitate.
Reluctantly.
Say polka. Oh, but now I'm thrilled that I play that style of music, and I think it's something that I think what we have to do is Americanize it a little bit more, so it's not 100% ethnic. And I think that's possibly why we have so much success, because we do a lot of Americanized polka. Some of the Polish people might not like that so much, but I'm thinking about if I'm going to get this music on a worldwide, nationwide base, I should say. That's the way we're going to have to do it. Incorporate a little country feel. Not that everybody said, "Oh, Jimmy STURR's going to go country," but I'm not. I mean, the reason I play a little bit of country, a little, just add that country, is to hopefully get the country people to come over to the polka side, not the opposite way. And I think today's a perfect example of that. I mean, there are a lot of people out there. I don't know how many this holds, but it was jam-packed for a Friday afternoon.
And you asked the crowd how many people were Polish, and it was a small percentage of people putting up their hands. You have a diversified audience.
Well, I think a lot of those people, I think a lot of them probably heard us for maybe the first time. You never, and all of a sudden you see these people, the young people, all of a sudden they're tapping their foot, and then all of a sudden they're clapping along. And I think that this is what we have to do to increase that the polka feel.
So, more modernization and probably less ethnic content in the music then.
Well, I think you got to watch it. I try to watch the crowds. If I'm playing where I know it's predominantly Polish, then I'll lean towards the Polish. Sure, the Polish polka or the obetics and stuff of that, and a lot of the Polish vocals in Polish. Where like today you didn't hear me do any. Not because I don't like it, I love it, but I don't want anybody to sit out there that's non-Polish or non-polka and say, "Oh, geez, you're singing in an ethnic tongue."
Now, when you do a show of this nature, an hour-long show, do you have a set program, or do you, off the top of your head, vary the program?
No, we don't. Well, not really. I mean, they'll know the first couple songs because I'll tell them in the bus before we go on. Do this, do that. And the rest of we've been together so long, and we've done so many of these fairs. All I have to do is holler to the guys, and then if you notice, then I'll talk a little bit before we go into the song, giving them time, if they need the music, to put the music up. And it's not really a set show.
And I noticed a few new faces in the band.
Well, not really. Just the only one is Dennis Poliski, and he just helping us out today. Dennis does our recordings with Joe Magnashevsky, but Joe, we're leaving tonight. We're going down to Ocean City, Maryland, and we'll pick Joe up on the way down. But Joe has a job that he couldn't get out of. You know, it's hard for him to get out sometimes on Fridays.
Well, that's always the problem with musicians and day jobs.
Yeah, it is. And then next week we go out for quite a long tour, and Joe goes. So he's taking those days off rather than today and then the following week also.
What's new in the recording business?
Let me ask you a question. Why do you have that Cincinnati Reds hat on up here? What's the Boston Red Sox going to say to you?
Well, the Boston Red Sox are on strike.
I guess they all
the Cincinnati
are.
Reds is kind of a carryover from another segment with an artist I did a while back, and he's trying to get Pete Rose in the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Oh, really good, good. I just had dinner, like 6 or 8 months ago, with Pete Rose at his restaurant. I was there with, you know, Walt Michaels. He was the coach of the New York Jets. He was a great All-American football player himself, played for the Cleveland Browns. And Walt and I are good friends. He comes to a lot of places that I play. And back in, I guess it was around April or so, Walt and I went to his restaurant. Of course, he knew Walt, so he sat right down. And man, we were there for like 45 minutes to an hour, just talking and eating and stuff. He's quite a guy.
So you meet all the celebrities on tour.
Even you, George.
even me. And I guess they don't get any bigger than me in more ways than one.
That's true.
When do you work on more recorded material? During the winter?
Well, I try to work all year long, not recording, but I write a lot of the songs. I get a lot of the ideas. You know, I do a whole bunch of these kind of things. You know, I'll get an idea on the bus maybe. It'll just hit me and I'll write it down. I always carry a pad with me and I'll just write it down. And then when I get time, you know, if I take some time, a couple days here or there, and I just sit there with a glass of wine and write out songs. Like, God, I've done that with When I Get to Heaven, Sleep All Day, you know, All of My Love for You, just a whole bunch of those.
Is there a secret? Is there a secret formula?
No, I don't. If there is, I'm not sure what it is. I just get this feel. You know, I like to have it melodic. Sometimes it's hard in the polka because you can't, I mean, you have to stick to that perfect beat. It has to be 1, 2. It can be fast, it can be slower, but it has to be 1, 2. Where in country music, you know, if you want to put a 4/4 measure in and then put a 2/4 measure in, you could do that if it doesn't add up. But it always, you know, as a musician, has to add up to that 8 measures, or, you know, but it has to have 2 beats in it, And that sometimes makes it a little bit more difficult writing songs. You know, sometimes you have to put a word in that you really don't want to put in, but you got no choice.
Well, I suppose also the theory is it doesn't have to be complicated to be good.
No, well, in the polka field, I mean, they've had hits, E.I.O., you know, how much apples, peaches, pumpkin pie. In a country field, I mean, Achy Breaky Heart. I mean, that's, you know, there's nothing difficult about Achy Breaky Heart. There's a lot of these kind of songs, and I think the melody means a lot also, you know, especially in country style music.
So coming up in the near future for Jimmy STURR, it's just more traveling, more recordings, more Grammys.
Well, you know, I'm excited about this new record we have called Polka Your Troubles Away. It's on a new label called Rounder Records, which is in Cambridge or Boston. And they've got a lot of distribution, and they're really a very exciting company. I mean, they do so many things that smaller record companies can't do. You know, they're a major company. In fact, the largest independent company in the world.
Really?
Yeah. And I mean, they just do some great promotion, and this recording just came out. So I'm sure they're going to do a lot more in the weeks to come.
How about video material to go along with CDs?
We just did a video, earlier this year called Jimmy STURR's Music and His Life, and Publishers Clearinghouse has picked it up, and you know, they're promoting it, and of course we do a lot on the road, and it sells very, very well. In fact, on our new record, I just saw this past week, Columbia House has it in their catalog. Now that's one of the, besides of Frankie Yankovic, I think they said that's the first time they ever remember putting polka recordings in.
So again, you're opening up the world of polka music.
I hope so. You know, I'm trying. You know, I mean, I remember growing up. You know, my favorite bands around. You know, I just grabbed onto their shirt tails. You know, from Ivana Ruski to Gene Wisniewski and Ray Henry and the Connecticut Twins, and you know, Walt Solik, and I just love those bands.
Of the older bands, who was your favorite, or do you have a favorite?
I liked it seems like I had an era, a certain time for all of them. I mean, first I liked Frank Wienerski, then I'd switch to Gene Wisniewski, then I'd go to Joe Rock, and then I'd go to the Connecticut Twins, and I went to Larry Chesky for a while. You know, I mean, I just thought they were all great in their own way. You know, I find you didn't have to like one of those bands, but when you heard them on the radio or in person, you knew who they were by their sound. And
that's the key. A lot of polka bands today,
most polka bands, you can't tell the difference.
Tend to sound alike. They tend to all copy the one guy from Chicago, Eddie Blazonczyk, who originated that Chicago style.
Well, Little Wally did, you know, at a slower tempo.
And all these other bands try and clone
rather than
the other
think of their
Chicago
own
bands.
Yeah, and they'll play Eddie's songs. I think they should probably maybe add something different, maybe a different arrangement. So I don't know what it is.
Slightly
That's
different instrumentation.
If they want to make it, if they really want to make it, if they just want to go out and play weekends
and
locally,
blend in with the crowd,
then they're doing the right thing. Then that's what they
I
should
think
be doing.
that's the biggest compliment to your band and some of the other. The few other bands that when you hear a Jimmy STURR record, you know it's Jimmy STURR. You hear Ray Henry, you know it's Ray Henry. You hear Gene Wisniewski, you know it's Gene Wisniewski.
I mean, even Happy Louie. I mean, you know, Louie. When you hear Louie, you know it's Happy Louie's band.
It's that unique sound,
right? I mean, it's not a clone of another band. I mean, it's his band, and that's why he was so popular over the years, because he has that distinctive sound. You know, you don't have to like that, or you don't have to like my sound, but when you hear those bands, you know who they were. But getting back to the old, I mean, I love to talk about the big bands, because to this day, I mean, I still enjoy them. I mean, I see Gene Wisniewski once in a while put his 9-piece band back together, and I think they're fantastic.
Yes, he's appeared on the program and did a fabulous job. And it was great to hear that same sound. It brought back a lot of memories.
Yeah, I mean, he had a great band, but a lot of these guys, I mean, they all had a distinctive sound. Down by me, of course, Bernie Wachowski was very popular. And the Connecticut Twins, both. I mean, they were all popular, you know, but probably Bernie White, because he lived in Jersey, which isn't too far from where I live, and the Connecticut Twins were quite popular.
I suppose what's even more important is the distinct sound leading to you being able to survive the test of time, surviving over the years.
George, I started when I was 4 or 5 years old. I'm not that old. No, maybe that's why. I don't know. You know, I'm not sure what the reason is.
But whatever the reason is, you're going to keep doing it.
Yes,
and,
I am. And I'm going to stay my style, whether they say I play too fast or I'm this or that. I'm going to just keep doing what I'm doing, because it seems to be the successful way to do it.
Your own distinctive style. You do what works for you.
Right. And I enjoy playing. I enjoy the people. I enjoy like the Big E. Now, to me, it's hard for me now, because I played all these fairs all summer long where I do an hour show and then I'm off another hour. Now to go back and play 4-hour jobs, you know, I mean, it's almost difficult, because you can't keep that pace up for 4 hours. And it makes it a little bit difficult.
It takes a lot more energy. It's a different type of engagement.
Oh, it sure is. But sometimes I find myself, especially at the beginning of a 4-hour job, doing that. You know, I mean, getting, you know, just psyched up. Gosh, by the middle of that job, I thought, holy crows, I'm exhausted. You know, I mean, it's a 4-hour job.
Yeah, it's not an hour-and-a-half concert.
Right.
But again, whatever you're doing, you've got to keep up the good work and keep promoting.
I hope so. We're coming
great
back.
polka music.
In fact, we'll be back here. Something I enjoy doing every year. I'm a great Christmas person. You know, I enjoy Christmas. And we come back here and do those Christmas concerts. I think we're here like at Symphony Hall in Springfield. I think we're here the first Sunday maybe in December. We always get a wonderful crowd, but it just puts you into that great holiday mood. I mean, it's a great feel.
You do a number of Christmas shows on that tour.
We do. This year we're doing like 9. We start out in New Jersey and come to Massachusetts, and we go to Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Wilkes-Barre, Middletown, New York, Easton, Pennsylvania, Lodi, New Jersey. We're going all over the place. Yeah. But it's a good show. It's gets you into that Christmas.
You bring in
mood.
additional singing groups.
Oh yeah, we bring in the choir, we bring in the dancers, we augment the band. I use a 22-piece band, and we bring in Bill Anderson from the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville.
Whispering Bill Anderson.
Whispering Bill, great guy. Hey, he's now there's a wonderful songwriter. That guy has written. He has a couple of songs right now that are on Vince Gill's new album, and he also did one. He recorded one years ago, and Steve Warner just made it a #1 song maybe about a year ago. So he's quite a songwriter.
Again, surviving the test of time. Jimmy, it's been great having you on the show.
I enjoyed always visiting with you, and of course visiting with all the people in New England.
And you're welcome back anytime you revisit the Big E or any other local fair.
Good. Well, we'll have to do something maybe with the Christmas concert.
It's a plan.
Fun.
It's a game plan. And hey,
fun.
you folks stick around. We'll be back with more great entertainment right after this.
If you took away a star for every 1 million people who didn't vote, and a stripe for every 5 million non-voters, and a patch of blue for the 10 million people who didn't care, exactly what kind of flag are we waving?
Hi, I'm George Dorinda, and welcome to Primetime. And tonight,
What the hell are you doing here? Oh, okay, give it your best shot.
What would you like?
How about the entire second page?
I tried to kill someone through the whole play.
This is the first time I've had a mechanical man
on your show.
on my show.
Yeah, let's preface that. Yeah.
Bye, George. See you. Thanks again.
Press 2 to hear more options. Yes, welcome back to the big program. We're here at the Big E as always, and a few short minutes, I'm going to be heading in to the Better Living Center. I'm going to see what other goodies I can possibly get for free. And, well, just like the last time, we met our friend Wayne from the Springfield Falcons, the free hat. Well, Wayne, welcome to Primetime.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
And you're going to tell us about the new phenomenon taking over Springfield, right?
Well, I'll tell you, the Falcon is flying in Springfield. So far, we're having a lot of fun, as you can see with everybody here, helping us out, selling this merchandise. I think that's one of the new things that we're trying to promote is our merchandise. This way here, everybody can get that feeling of being involved.
Team spirit.
Team spirit. Everybody wearing a Falcon.
And what's the hottest item?
The hottest item right now is our T-shirts with the puck in the mouth and the back. Just a plain one right now. It's really selling big right now.
So this will help generate enthusiasm for the team, and hopefully we can...
A unity type thing. You know, everybody being involved and everybody feeling the same. In other words, this is Springfield's team, so hey, Springfield, support your Falcons. Come on out and have a great time.
And what better way to come on out than if I get another hat?
Oh, another hat? That's easy. For $14, we got a hat for you.
You see, on Primetime, we don't exactly expect to pay for anything.
Well, we need it though, George. We need it.
You need it. You need it.
Those players here. Those players. You saw these contracts going out there on that ice. The ball players, look at the contracts they want.
Well, that's why they're on strike. That's why they have big problems, major problems.
Oh, you never know what we might give you. We might have a keychain for you. How's that sound?
A keychain instead of a hat.
If you want the hat, we'll get it to you. If you wear it, we'll give you one.
Hey, what better advertising than when I wear a hat live on the air?
True, very true. Now you're a team member. Look at that, a team member with us, the Springfield Falcons. Away you go.
This is the official hat.
All right.
Here we go. It's the Springfield Falcons, and it couldn't be any better. We'll be back with more of the big program right after this.
If anyone ever tells you you're not smart enough or fast enough, if they say you're too small or too young, too black or too white, if anyone ever says you're all thumbs or all left feet, if they say you're too poor to make it, that you can't do the job or you'll never get it right, if anyone ever tells you any of that, they don't know zip.
A message from the U.S. Navy, where we believe the only way to grow is to rise to the challenge.
If I were in the ring with Hulk Hogan today, this is the truth. You know how long the match would last? About 3 or 4 minutes. I get killed.
You might have a few gas pockets after you eat your pizza, who knows?
Prime time! You're the greatest! I love these guys!
I love the taste of chicken meat. I live for the taste of chicken meat.
We want color.
Are you serious?
Well, us television star personality types.
Ooh, connections.
I say nothing.
I said, if we don't have what you want, we'll order it. Yes, welcome back to the big program, and we're just about out of time. We're here at the Biggie Gingerbread House, as always on prime time, the free food with...
Cheryl. I don't know, what am I saying?
the finest food you can get, yes, absolutely, and you get your own show someday. And what are we going to sample? Giant size
eclairs.
Giant size eclairs. They don't get any bigger than this. And, you know, to close the show, we've got, he's performed here at the Biggie, the 6-time Grammy Award winner from one of his Grammy Award winning albums. Do you have the album?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Jimmy STURR and the Jimmy STURR Band. We're going to have to get you an album. Get you one of the CDs. You can put it in your CD machine.
You do that.
And listen to these songs all the time.
Okay.
It's Eric Parks, featured on the selection Ice Castles. Good night, everybody.
Thousands of forest fires are started by people who never realize what they've done. Some never even set foot in the forest.
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
He's occasionally given us day-old ribs. When he was going to throw them out, he let us have them.
I'm always kind, aren't I?
Well,
Richard Printer is my name and public health is my game.
Chet Dragon, you have a wonderful, wonderful costume tonight.
I say nothing.
We're licensed and rodent-free.